Actually, yeah, I do have some questions for you, old Junius. Why did it take you 3 days to let me in to the beta for this? I've been waiting for ages and other videos have gone up. Hello everyone, my name's James. This is The Elder Scrolls Blades, a game that was supposed to come out about, October of last year and probably a few months before that. It's now out, but only in an invite-only beta state, so the game is not available publicly yet. However, we're in, and we're going to walk you through the first mission in what is the first of a few videos we're going to be doing on this game. So you start out in this town which has been destroyed by some unpleasant witchy type character, and the idea is that you have to rebuild this over time, and you're going to start by going on a couple of missions and killing a few things and saving a few townsfolk and that sort of stuff. As you can see from the off, it does look an awful lot like Elder Scrolls style games. This is very much a Bethesda RPG through and through, at least in terms of the first person perspective, in terms of the character models, the visuals. It's all very Skyrim-y, Oblivion-y, and folks who have come here looking for that will probably be quite relieved. They'll feel a little bit at home, at least in terms of the aesthetics. Of course, a lot has changed for mobile. So first thing, controls. You got a few options here, so you can tap to move, i.e. tap anywhere on the floor and your character will just pathfind auto walk to that location, or if you put your thumbs in the lower corners of the screen, you can do kind of standard dual thumbsticks. If you use your right thumb in the top half of the screen, you can use a one-to-one movement, so you can drag your finger around the screen and look about. I find a combination works best. Combat, here's a skeever. You tap the enemy and hold, and then you release when that little inner circle hits the outer circle to get maximum damage. So the screen kind of freezes and you just focus on fighting the character itself. Just tap, release, you'll do some swipes and bam. Later on you'll unlock some spells or additional abilities, and you can tap those in the lower left hand corner to activate them. The game makes no bones about showing you what you can interact with. Everything glowy can be tapped or smashed or picked up. Here's another baddie. You've got a goblin skirmisher, so I'm aiming for the head. You can tap different parts of the body and actually hit different bits of them. Enemies will drop loot, very, very handy. And then over here we've got our character who needs to be released from their prison. They're having a bad day. So we're gonna give them a break and let them out. That's one of the two that we need to take out. I've got to smash up some pots because I'm only human. There we go, smash up a pot, lovely. Now, you'll encounter some things in the game that are going to make you balk, I think. If you've come from the console versions of the game and you're looking for the full console experience, it's not that, and it does have some concessions to mobile that I don't think are particularly great, but are at least predictable. One of which is chests. So you can see this glowing thing up here. Let's tap on this. It's a chest, we found it. It contains items to upgrade your characters, so weapons and armor and bits and bobs. To open a chest, this is going to be a bit familiar to those of you who've played mobile games. It's on a timer. That one's got a 3-hour timer. The game is gifting me a bunch of gems so I can unlock it immediately, but under normal circumstances, I would have to wait or pay gems that I've earned myself, and that is a bit of a pain. Now, we're going to be doing more videos on this game later where we go into tips of how to play the game and get through it as quickly as possible. I don't mean quickly as in let's just finish this thing because we hate it, but those gatekeeping gems can really slow you down. So we've got some advice on how to sort of accelerate your playthrough through the game without having to spend ridiculous amounts of money. But it is a bit of a shame to see this being done. It's not a surprise. It's kind of an obvious thing that all mobile franchises tend to do because, unfortunately, it does make loads of money. So the option to spend £100 on gems in order to speed things up to a few very, very wealthy, very, very time-constrained players is attractive. Unfortunately, it does make the rest of us a little bit furious, I suppose you could say. But look, there is good stuff here, so it's not just all about the misery, and there are ways to make it a little bit less bad. And we should point out that when you're in a beta, these tend to go in quite hard sometimes with the loot stuff, and then they can pull it back after feedback from the players. Here what we're showing you is upgrade options. So you've got skill trees, you've got spells you can unlock, you've got loads of other things that let you enhance your character as you go, and you'll pick up skill points as you level through the game. Let's go down a little bit further and see what we can see. There's a goblin lurking about in the distance. There's what looks like a wheel of cheese or something. Let's have a look. Delicious cheese. Oh yeah, no. instant munch there for additional health. Here he is, he's clocked me. So there you go, back on combat. Just going to smash him in his face. You can see that shield lighting up in the corner there that gives you the option to defend, but I'm just going all in on the attack. I'm grabbing my loot accordingly. There's another chest over there. Enemies won't spot you until you walk right up to their face. Well, not right up, but you can see here that he's just going to stand there and let us do our thing. He's not going to mob me from behind or anything. There's another chest. Now, these ones will be unlockable quite quickly, so that's a 5-second unlock. It's easy to spend gems early on or just be impatient and go, oh, it takes 30 seconds or a minute, I'll spend a gem. Don't spend the gems on this. There's better things to spend them on. We'll give you the skinny in a future video. But I've got some lumber, and that's going to help me when I get back to my home base, because I need to start reconstructing the town that's been destroyed. And in order to do that, I'm going to need things like lumber and bits and bobs. However, let's have a look at what you can spend your money on. Strong box of gems, 2,500, 19.99. That doesn't seem like too much. Oh, 99 pounds for... yeah, so yeah, it's that kind of thing. Same thing as in every mobile game, and I know loads of people are going to immediately start saying that they've ruined the Elder Scrolls and Bethesda have destroyed it for everyone and mobile games are Satan and all the rest of it. And I get where the frustration comes from, but give it a chance, I think, because there is promise here. It's nice to have this kind of game on mobile. It works surprisingly well. All of this feels surprisingly comfortable with the array of control options, and I'm kind of using half and half in terms of the swiping around and occasional tapping. It doesn't feel too bad. And the combat here is obviously much more simplified, but let's be honest, combat was never the strong suit of these Bethesda games. The Skyrim and the hand-to-hand combat on that, it was always a bit like wavy, slashy. It wasn't brilliant. So it's not like we're kind of ruining the Mona Lisa here when it comes to combat stuff. It was more about the exploration and the characters and the world building and all that kind of stuff. And that, we've yet to see whether that carries over well. Because at the moment, it feels like a Bethesda game. And it looks like a Bethesda game, albeit a slightly, less impressive looking one. Let's get this skeever. He's out of distance and I can't move. That table's in the way. Got him. Nice. I should say my character is a high elf female called Thren. She's got very cool eye makeup, there you go, and she will mess you up. Now, we can actually level up to level 2. I can choose to go with Magicka or Stamina. There's no choice really. I am a magic user in everything that I play, so I'm going to pump up that Magicka like you read about. And so hopefully we're going to have some lightning bolts or fireballs or something like that. So just explaining the bars for you. You've got one skill point and you can put that in spells, perks, or abilities. Those are your choices. I'm going straight for the spells. I see a fireball and you had me at fireball, which is all it said. But you know what I mean. They're the best. They launch fire at things. That's all I want from life. I'll grab another chest, but I will not spend money to unlock it. It's worth spending the 5 seconds just waiting to grab it because you have a limited number of slots in which you can put your chests. Mobile players will be familiar with this kind of thing. And so I want to free up that space as soon as possible. So I've got an iron longsword there. That's quite nice. That'll do. You saw earlier that I changed my weaponry. So I equipped this nice big iron mace because it had a little bit more oomph behind it. So I'm using that for the sake of this mission. Now let's follow the beam and see if we can find that final townsperson. Smash another goblin. See, he parried me quite nicely. I'm going to try out my fireball. Booyah! Can't mess with the fire. Fire cleanses all. Let's push on. I should point out that I actually haven't tried it yet. I think you can play this game in portrait mode as well, like one finger style if you want to. For the sake of capture, I went straight to landscape because, otherwise it looks kind of rubbish. Right, here's our boss, Goblin Berserker dude. Let's batter him in his face. Launch a fireball. Oh, the fireball got me. It got reversed or something. This is terrible. To smash him in the face, he's parrying quite well, actually. Yes, got him. I'll wait for my Magicka to charge. There it is. Fireball. Oh, beautiful. And some boots. Some sweet boots. I'm not sure that those goblin boots are going to fit my high elf, but unless they're stretchy, unless they're like Uggs or something, where they're kind of fluffy, who knows. Let's grab our cash. Sorry, I've got to smash up all the shiny things. I'm only human. It's like the Bloodborne thing where I have to, and Dark Souls, where you have to roll through all the crates and jars. You've got to. They're there to be destroyed. Otherwise, what's the point in them being there? Come on. Don't know what void salts are. Don't ask me. But here, our final townsperson. Lond, the blacksmith. Now this is going to be super useful for the future because we're going to need our smithy in order to repair and improve our weaponry. So I had the option there to jump back to my home base to complete the mission. I'm just going to have a little nose around and see if I've missed anything because, you know, there might be something glowing somewhere and I got to have the glowies. But if not, you can basically teleport back to where you started. You don't have to hike across a map. So if we jump into here, you can see the quest and there we are, complete. That'll jump us back to our main base. And I can talk to Junius again and he can give me some kudos. There we go. Good to see people returning, but now we need to take care of the town itself. We should start with the smashed up town hall, which will serve as a shelter until more houses are built. So if I click through to that, I will be able to use some of the lumber and stuff that I collected in order to put that building back on its proverbial feet. So there you go. If I just head over there and give it a wee click. So it's 200 gold in order to do it. Build it, and it only takes 5 seconds, but obviously later construction will take longer. Mobile game stuff again. These elements are the thing that feels most mobile, I suppose, and you know, you'll either love it or hate it. Town name, let's keep it homely and warm. Let's go with, I think, Haven. Should we call it Haven? That works for me. And that's it. That is the first quest cycle complete. Now, stick with Pocket Gamer. We are going to be doing future videos covering the beta and about how to accelerate your progress through the game and get the most out of it while it's here. We're not doing a proper review because this is not the full final release and it wouldn't be right to do it. But in the meantime, thank you for watching. Come back for more. We'll see you next time.